Indeed, and thank you very much for joining us, and a warm welcome to you. We start off in Uganda, where opposition politicians are urging for and collecting signatures to send a petition against President Yoweri Museveni to the International Criminal Court ICC. The politicians, who include former presidential candidate Kizza Besigye of the FDC party and Norbert Mao of the EDP party and others, say their aim is to collect 2 million signatures from 128 districts that make up Uganda. The petition to the ICC, they say, is over gross violation of human rights by the government or President Yoweri Museveni. Ruth.
Well, Jerry, the opposition expects to collect 2 million signatories to back the petition they intend to use to supposedly bring President Yoweri Museveni to justice. The mobilization was launched last weekend, and these initiators plan to extend it to all districts of the country and even to remote areas. Among other accusations, they are blaming the president for acts of repression against members of the opposition and disappearances. However, this petition seems to be worth the sword, especially since, according to local media, it is not the first initiative aimed at destabilizing the Ugandan president. The government, for its part, has reacted through its spokesman and believes that this approach is very unsuccessful.
And with us, with us now is Nicholas Opio, a human rights lawyer. Nicholas is with us from Kampala this morning. Nicholas, good morning to you. Warm welcome. Thank you for joining us on the program. This looks like a desperate attempt to seek redress or justice by the Ugandan opposition. But realistically speaking, what chance is there that the ICC can act on this petitioner and indict President Yoweri Museveni?
I think we need to remind ourselves first and foremost about what the ICC is. The ICC is a court of secondary jurisdiction. The primary obligation to try crimes committed within any country lies with that country. The ICC can only intervene if that country is unable or unwilling to prosecute those crimes. So the threshold for crimes to be admitted within the jurisdiction of the ICC is a very high threshold. You must also prove a systematic and targeted commission of crimes over time. And thirdly, the ICC is concerned with grave crimes, not petty crimes, grave crimes, crimes of international concern. And I think that the FDC and Kizza Besigye have their job cut out if their case is to be accepted by the ICC, because the threshold is very high.
You have read the draft petition. What grounds do the petitioners cite in their quest for an ICC investigation? And do you think The Hague would be in the mood to do what they are asking, given the criticism from African leaders?
The question is, have there been crimes committed by the Ugandan government against its own nationals over time? No doubt about it. Several heinous crimes have been committed by the government of Uganda, such as the killings in Kasese in 2017, the killings on the streets of Kampala of peaceful demonstrators, the killings during walk to work, and the killings that have happened most recently in Arua in a by-election. So there is no doubt that serious crimes have been committed by the government of Uganda against its nationals. But do these crimes raise to the standard of international crimes so as to warrant intervention of the ICC? I think it's going to be a difficult case to make. But be that as it may, the FDC is within its rights to lodge a complaint, and I think the ICC should give it its attention. But I have my doubts that that case may not be very easily admitted. The other reason, of course, is that there is no appetite anymore at the ICC to open proceedings against another African country, especially given the growing criticism of the ICC as targeting African leaders. So the political will at the ICC to open up investigations against another sitting African president might be very, very difficult for them to do so. So I think that it's going to be a difficult job for Dr. Kizza Besigye and his team.
Well, you talk about the political will of the ICC there to try another African leader, but Uganda is a state party to the ICC, and but with such crimes as torture and extrajudicial killings listed in the petition, I mean, could these crimes not be tried domestically? Why the ICC involvement in the first place?
The Ugandan state has over time been building what it's called the International Crimes Division of the High Court that is intended to handle international crimes. That court has claimed success in trying several cases. That court is right now trying a former commander of the Lord's Resistance Army. So in terms of institutional infrastructure, you can say that we have built institutions and passed laws that would allow the courts in Uganda to be able to try those kind of cases. But the question that has to be asked is whether the government of Uganda, that is control of the courts, be able to bring charges against its own officers in the Ugandan courts. What we have seen with several cases, such as the killings in Kasese, is that there is no appetite in the state to bring to account officers who committed such crimes. I think that if that case can be made and made successfully, then the ICC might have to examine the complaint within its own merits. But there are institutions here. They might be weak, they might be corrupt, they might be subservient to the state and unable to try government officials, but they exist in the country.